I'm going to try to do this while my weirdo's in there getting himself dressed. I'm telling y'all, challenges, always challenges trying to get these videos out here. Years ago, I had a dream. I was standing in the circular room. I was in a room that was a circle, and I was standing inside of a circle, and the circle was inside of a square, and the square was inside of a triangle. And while I was standing, or all around me were these screens, these screens, television screens or computer, I don't know what kind of screens they were. They were just screens. And it was miles, I couldn't even see the end of these screens all the way around me, okay? So, I raised my hand up to touch, or all I had to do was think about whatever screen I wanted to pull down now. And each screen was a face. And all different faces. Every screen was a different face. I was able to pull 3 screens down. The 3 screens that I pulled down, I was able to look eye to eye with the person in the screen and know everything about them because I was standing in this circle. And then I did the other one, the second one, and then I did the third one that way. Okay, so all 3 screens, I was able to read, know, understand everything about each person. Every screen had a different face, okay? So, I wake up from my dream. I've got this energy surging through me. I go to work. I worked at McDonald's. I go to work. There was an older man that come in. He's like my best friend now, but one of them. And he comes in. He's in his 60s. He gets his cup of coffee, goes outside, smokes a cigarette. I'm going on break. I go outside and smoke a cigarette. We start talking. All I said was, "Hey, my little friend, how you doing today?" And out of nowhere, he goes. The first thing he said to me is, "I had a vision years ago that in the desert, I was standing in the desert, and there was a serpent that slithered by me in the desert." And he said the serpent was made up of all these different screens, television screens, computer screens, phone screens. He said they were all screens. And he said, and the serpent was massive. He said, I couldn't see the end of the serpent from where the head was or where the tail was. And he said, and all the way around it was just huge. It was a massive serpent. He said it's bigger than a football field, he felt like. Please excuse the noise. So he said that the serpent scales, the scales of the serpent, that's what these screens were. The screens of the serpent were these scales. His scales were the screens, all of these screens. So we figured out, not we, but Yahushua, Jesus through us, that I was on the inside looking out, and he was on the outside looking in. This serpent. We were able to see Jesus, Yahushua showed us this serpent. Now, Satan, that old serpent, the devil, he cannot be omnipresent as Jesus can. And never, ever, ever can he be omnipresent like our Holy Creator can. But Jesus, Yahushua, hallelujah, he is omnipresent and will forever be omnipresent. So Lucifer's got to have, that old serpent, the devil, he's got to have a way to be able to see and know everything about folks. And that's where this technology comes in. That's where all this digital going things into the cloud, things being put into the cloud, that's what it all boils down to. So that he can be omnipresent, so that we can think that he can do miracles and be omnipresent and know absolutely everything everyone's doing. Artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's talk about some things. Now, I've tried to do this video several times today. It's been such a challenge. As principalities, powers, I'll tell you what, they come against you. We know it's fallen angels, and Father rebuke them in the name of Jesus, Yahushua. All right. But in Isaiah chapter 5, he talks about the ones, he says, woe unto you that have joined field to field and that have joined house to house. Dude, he's talking about this right here. He's talking about that they have linked everybody together, all the data that's going through these fiber optic cables, feeding this serpent, this beast, all this information. That's this joining house to house and field to field. Because he goes on down and he starts talking about that hell has opened its mouth up for them in Isaiah chapter 5. He's talking about his vineyard, alright? And he talks about hell is opened up to them. And he talks about the harp and the viol and the tabrets and the pipe. Well, that word pipe actually means bottle, as in bottles, which is made of glass and sand. Glass is made of sand, okay? So there's technology. And then the vial. The vial actually breaks down, I think it was like, I wish I had my book out here. Concordance number 2043, I think it was. Don't hold me to that. But the word for vial, look it up, okay? It means player on instruments, pollution. That word pollution, woo, that word is everywhere when it comes to this instrument. But it also means prostitute. This word for viol, the playing viol, a violin, playing a viol, it also means prostitution. See, that machine, the Large Hadron Collider, I keep saying it 100%, it's set up as a musical instrument. Everything was created by sound. It has so much to do with music, the dominating, the war on the saints, throwing sound into our mind, into our ears. We were created as human beings. We were created to worship. The creatures, the animals were even created to worship. The word says that they worship, that they are to sing. They sing for our Creator, our Holy King of Kings, Yahuwah, the Almighty Creator of all creation, the one and only true living God. The creatures, the birds, the animals, the cows, the dogs, the cats, all of them sing to our Holy Creator. Okay, we were created to worship. That's what the angels were created for. Land. Anyway, dude, if you go over to Amos chapter 6 or chapter 9. Yeah, no, it's 6. Amos chapter 6. Yep. Isaiah 5 and Amos chapter 6. It starts talking about you who chant to the song. Oh no, you who chant to the instruments of David. It talks about the ones who create for themselves instruments of music and chant to the song of David, or something along those matters. Dude, it's all about music. Okay, there's my weirdo. I gotta go. But it's all about music. It's all about sound. The gathering of the data has to do with sound. They're finding out. Do your own research about these fiber optic cables. They're finding out that sound and light go hand in hand with one another. They're right there with each other, and that makes a lot of sense. Our Father said, "Let light be," right? Let light be. Light. He spoke it into existence, but remember, He thought it first. So the sound, song, and remember, what is it in Revelation, where you've got the ones that are standing on the sea of glass and they're singing the song of Moses. They're standing on the sea of glass and they're vibrating. This, the song that they're singing and the harp that they're playing, the harp of Yahuwah God, that's vibrating through this glass that's mingled with fire, as a matter of fact. Ain't that awesome? Anyway, we have a blessed day in the name of Yahushua, and thanks so much for listening.